Okay. Hi, guys. A very good evening. This is Anisa, and I hope I'm live and I'm audible, and I hope you can hear me. I am live in Let's Get Social group, Facebook group. So if you are watching this and if you can hear me, please give me put a comment there. Okay, I'm going to check with my phone if I am there live. Okay. Let me check. Hi, yes, guys. Yes. Okay. Fine. So I think you guys can see me. I can see from my phone. Some few people have already logged in. So if you can, please put a comment there. Okay. So today, guys, I am really excited. Okay, because today I'm going to interview someone who's a good friend and a famous dentist now. Okay, and he happened to be my senior in college. So I know him and have seen his journey, and it's a really inspiring journey. And I think this story the world needs to know, because someone out there may be inspired by this and may change the world. Okay, so last week, few weeks ago, I think, couple of weeks ago, I had interviewed Dr. Deepal, and that story was also very, very inspiring. And so today we have with us Dr. Aslam. Okay. And I think many people know him. He doesn't require much of introduction. So, born to farmer parents, seen adversity at a very young age, living in a small hut in the outskirts of Satara, in an interiors of Maharashtra. Okay, and this man, this guy, okay, he comes to Mumbai with a big bad city of Mumbai with nothing, absolutely nothing, except for a burning desire to make his mother's dream come true. Okay, and the interesting thing is that even before he was born, his mother had promised to herself that my son is not going to be a farmer. He's going to be a doctor. And this is a story of that mother's dream come true. Okay, and she had this dream that doctors are respected, they are famous, and they are rich. Okay, and with the inception of Rich Smile, this dream has come true in every sense of the word. And so with this, I'd like to welcome Dr. Aslam. It's a very inspiring journey, and I'm very, very excited to get him in the interview window. Okay, so let's see if we can get him. There he is.
Hi, Anisa.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm fine. I'm fine, Aslam. How are you?
Thank you. Thank you so much for the wonderful introduction. I mean, this is something which is new coming out to the world. Probably few people know me, a lot of people don't know me. But thank you for having me on this interview. It makes me feel proud to see your journey as well, being colleagues from the same alma mater, Nair Dental, and you are doing
Yes.
wonderful. This show of yours is something like a show of Simi Garewal in dentistry, I feel. This is going to
It's
go a
just the
long
second
way.
episode. I don't know.
I know, but it will go a long way, and it feels really wonderful. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, and thank you for coming. And taking the time and making the time for this. I'm really
Of
honored
course,
to do this.
how I couldn't like when you called me up last week and asked me to join this, I was like, wow, at least this is my chance to become a famous dentist because
Don't be
the
so
queen of
humble.
social media has invited me. It's great.
So actually, I just told Aslam I'm not inviting you. I'm just telling you. You got to come on this.
Yeah, yeah. Of course.
Okay, guys. So
Pleasure.
I'm going to yes. So warm welcome here, and guys, I'll keep trying to see the comments in between. Okay, so I think before I actually do the introduction, I'm just going to see my phone. So a lot of people have logged in. A lot of people from the DBM gang have logged in. Munira says hi. Shrishti says hi. Okay. So we have a good viewers. People are still joining in. Great.
Yeah,
Okay, so
hello
guys,
friends. I think I will also say hello to them and thanks for joining in. And I hope all of you are safe and sound. And thank you for joining. I hope you guys find this conversation interesting, little entertaining as well. Because I don't think we are going to speak much about dentistry, but life in and around dentistry, right?
yes,
Right,
and
Anisa?
we are trying
Yeah.
to we are trying to learn some things. Okay, because what happens is you read a lot of books about motivation and success, but the actual story and the actual journey is very different. Okay, and when you actually study the journeys of successful people, you really get some some things, some key takeaways. And actually, that was the reason I started this. And honestly, last week when I interviewed people, I had some good takeaways myself. So I'm looking here to learn from your journey, Aslam, and also learn about
I
a
hope
little
so.
bit
It makes.
about learn a little bit about marketing and branding of, like,
No,
I
I
don't
have to
know.
learn that from you. I don't know.
Okay. So
Yeah,
unknowingly or unknowingly, whatever brand you establish, okay, I'm just trying to
yeah,
study that. Okay. So
sure.
so guys, without much ado, let me just give a quick introduction. I know this is not required. This is a full page introduction here. I have it. Okay, but I'm still going to read this out. Okay, so Dr. Aslam has graduated from Nair Hospital Dental College in 2001. He has completed his mastership in clinical implantology from Stony Brook School of Medicine, New York, and online externship in implantology from Dental XP, Atlanta, USA. He has trained extensively in DSD with Christian Coachman, Brazil. Dr. Aslam is the first Indian dental diploma holder in skin CAD/CAM and natural restorations concept. He has trained under Florin Koffer and Master Paulo Cano in Romania. I think we all of us have seen lots of pictures of this. So, but this I need to do this introduction, so I'm doing this. Okay, he is the first dentist to complete the diploma as a digital expert in facial aesthetic, digital treatment planning from JSI Spain. And the interesting thing is that when Aslam used to come for consultations at my clinic, he was like, "कि मुझे Spanish नहीं आती. I need to, apart from learning the art, I'm also trying to learn Spanish when I'm going for these courses."
No,
So
I
I
miserably
remember
failed
that,
at that.
Aslam. Okay, winner. Okay, so winner of the aesthetic practice of the year at the Famden Awards 2017 as well as 18. So for 2 consecutive years, they have bagged the award, Aslam and Murira, as the aesthetic practice of the year. And then what happens is that in 2019, Famden then decides to then give them the Superstar Above and Beyond award. So that the people who get awarded again and again for the same thing, then they get this award. So he was
They were
awarded
kind
with
enough
this,
for me
which
this
is
time.
for okay, that was Excellence in Dentistry in 2019. Founder of Rich Smile Digital Dental Solutions, a unique and one of its kind first digital dental center in Asia. He has 17 years of experience in private practice and has 2 clinics in Mumbai. And what most of you don't know is that he is an immature chef, and we're going to get into this later. Okay.
Yeah,
So, guys, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to now start with some interesting questions which I have lined up. And if you guys have some questions, please put that in the comments, because I can read the comments from my phone as well as I can't see who it is, but from my phone I'll know who it is. So, I will definitely ask Aslam to answer that. Okay.
sure.
So, Aslam, all set?
Yeah, it's feeling like I'm appearing for my final year's exam Viva, and the madam is ready with her all the set of questions. I hope I pass at the end of this interview.
I'm just pulling my leg now. Okay. So tell us, tell us something about your journey as a digital dentist. What made you actually realize that the digital dentistry is your true calling?
Okay. So I think this question of yours has two parts. One is what made me realize that digital dentistry is my true calling, and little bit journey about it. So let me take you to my graduation days when I was in Nair Dental College. I was preparing for my final year's exam, and
Okay.
we were discussing with friends. Okay, now we are going to finish off our final year exam in 1 month's time. What next? So most
Right.
of my friends were planning to study further for MDS. They wanted to study for CET, and I was the only guy probably who was looking to finish off my final year exam and start working right away before the internship began, because I badly wanted to earn money somehow. And
I know the
that
way you have been working. I've seen you. Okay, and we're going to discuss that also later.
yeah. So,
The
but
crazy
one of my
guy.
friend, yeah, but one of my friend mentioned, just happened to mention. I think he was Dr. Akshay Doshi. I don't know if he's listening today, but he mentioned, Aslam, that dentistry is not only about extraction, scaling, fillings, and making dentures or something. There is much more beyond in the dentistry as well, and that is a cosmetic dentistry, and that is much in demand.
Right.
I mean, most of the celebrities or the cine stars, they don't have original teeth. All their smiles are made by some or the other dentist, and there are these two famous dentists in Mumbai. Like one is Dr. Sandesh Mayekar sir, and the other one is Dr. Raju Verma. These are well-known dentists, and they're rich guys. So that was the time it struck to me, yeah, that dentistry has some value beyond not just fillings and all that. And I wanted to go and meet these guys and learn from them right away after that final year exams. But somehow, like, I had my own beginning in life. I was new to the city. Nobody knew me in this city. So I had to start from the scratch. This dream just was there inside me. And I think for the first 10 years, I couldn't materialize into this dream. I was working hard to make my living in this city,
Right.
almost till 2012. And in that period, I think there was not so much of continued dental education. Also, only thing that FAMDent used to happen once a year, and that was kind of a pilgrimage for dentists like us, who used to go and attend those
Yes.
trade shows and some continued dental education. But there was no mentoring as such really happening. In
Right. Right. So
2012, it happened.
sticking around in a city like Mumbai,
Yeah,
being from outside, okay, and
yeah, yeah,
10 years staying there and not
yeah,
going back, because I've seen a lot of
yeah,
my friends, actually, a lot of good guys, okay, they've actually gone back because it
yeah.
was difficult. So that
Yes,
10
yes.
years you stuck
Yeah,
around,
most
that
of my
itself
friends
is
also. Yeah.
inspiring. Yeah, yeah. So great,
Yeah.
great.
So I was working around because I had this dream which was burning desire inside me, that one fine day I would want to become one of the best smile maker specialists, at least in the city, if not in the country. And I knew that my route is going to be longer. It is not going to be easy. I had to first make a shelter on my head, get my family from my native place to stay with me. So all
Right,
that
right.
things took me almost 10 years to do that. And fortunately, in 2012, I came in touch with Dr. Rajiv Verma sir first, and then I came to know that he is coming up with Christian Coachman, and there's DSD concept course is happening in India, and some clinics related to DSD franchise clinics concept. So I think at that point of time, it struck to me that now is the time for me that I should take my steps further and try and fulfill my desire or that burning dream which was there inside. And I think from 2012 onwards, after I attended Coachman, saw his presentation first time before the course announcement, that was mesmerizing for me, I think. And at that point of time, I decided that no matter what, I'm going to pursue this. So 2012 onwards, I think things started changing for me.
Right. So the journey, approximately 10 years. That's what it is, 8 to 10 years. Yeah. Great.
Yeah,
Great to know. Okay. So the turning point, I would say, was when you attended Rajiv Verma sir's course with Coachman. Probably
Coachman,
that
yes.
was the
Yeah,
time,
that was the
right?
major turning point. Yeah.
Great. Great to know. So my next question is, tell us actually a bit about your journey from that small village. You showed that picture of that in the WDA also, and I was actually very
Yeah.
intrigued with that, and that's how this thought came to me, honestly, into the city of dreams, which is Mumbai. So tell us a bit
Yeah.
about that.
Uh, so I was born to this lower middle class family of farmers. My father was a small time farmer. We used to share a small amount of land with our cousins, and this place is in Satara district. And I actually was living on a farm, not in the village. Also, there was a small hut of my parents, and I used to
Okay.
stay there, which was 3 kilometers away from the actual village and the town place. And in those days, my father was not very ambitious. He was self-contented person.
Right.
We used to grow vegetables like mostly cauliflowers and sell them in the local market to, I mean, make the livelihood. But both my parents were educated, but somehow they were destined to be farmers somehow. And they always wanted me to study well, but I was an average student. Like till my 8th, 9th standard, I was an average student in my academics as well as sport. It never occurred to me that I need to study and all that. But my mom was insistent that towards my 9th standard or something, like she's like, if you don't study and if you don't become a doctor, you are going to become a farmer like your dad, and I can't see that. So I think that one conversation between my parents made me a little sincere. I started studying sincerely for my boards in 10th, secured good rank. Then from there on, I went to a district place for my 11th, 12th. My parents couldn't afford that education for 11th, 12th also. So I got an admission in government dental college for 11th, 12th. I could get some stipend from the college hospital and that hostel, and completed my 11th, 12th from there. 12th also, I secured good ranks. And fortunately, I landed up at Naya Dental College in 1997. And from, I think once I came to Mumbai, it was a different story again. So from there
Great.
on, yeah, I mean,
So
of course,
so so
at one
then
point of time, when I came to Mumbai, I had actually cancelled my dentistry admission because I found that dentistry is very expensive branch, and
Okay.
I was about to submit that cancellation form also, but somehow it did
So
not happen.
dentistry was not your first choice. Medical was your
No,
first
no, it
choice.
was never.
Okay.
Yeah, because my mom's dream was to make her son as a doctor, and
Right.
I
Very
told my
typical
mom
of
that,
mothers.
yeah, yeah. So I told my mom that probably my ranking will not sustain. I mean, I wouldn't get admission to a free medical seat, and when the process happened, it happened that there were paid seats available for MBBS, but I couldn't afford that, so I landed up at Nair somehow.
Okay, great, great. So like most of us, very few of us have taken dentistry by choice. So you landed up there. And any particular reason to take Nair and not just GDC?
Yeah, I mean, when I was sitting in that hall of St. George where the centralized admissions happened, me and my father were discussing which college is good because we were new to Mumbai. First time I had come here, and the
Right.
first college which I saw was the St. George, and I said, okay, it looks a big campus. Let's select this only, St. George. But my dad was speaking to another girl who was sitting next to my dad, and she told that Nair is better choice. Both are good, but Nair is better choice because much better, newer facilities, and much you get more experience over there. So my dad is like, "कि both are, one is BMC and one is government, because I was looking कि कौन सा college में fees नहीं लगेगा मुझे, पैसा कहाँ पे नहीं भरना मिलेगा because that was my criteria. And my dad is like, both look to be government, so we'll take to that because the other girl is saying that. And we took Nair, and that was a time when we came out. My dad asked that girl which college you took, and she said, "Okay, I have taken Nair." And that was the time I saw that girl, and it was just for 10 seconds or something. I saw that girl, and I assumed that she's going to be my classmate. And I don't know, something
Okay.
happened at that time, but
Don't
now.
tell me it was Munira. Don't tell me.
Yeah, it was a Munira.
Oh
So,
God,
but it never
I
happened. I
can't
mean,
believe this.
after 1 year, we started talking to each other, and then, I mean, that is a different story altogether. It's a fantastic love story I had, and she's a part of my life. And she
That's
was
that's
destined to be
that,
part of my life.
so imagine destiny is such that at the time of admission she was sitting right beside you. Wow, this is
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
amazing.
She asked me to come to Naya, basically.
Wow, I can't believe this. Wow, very interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So how did you actually create a niche? Okay, for yourself as far as branding yourself as a digital dentist. Like, what was the time when people started recognizing you as the digital guy? Like how we have like few people in dentistry who are now
Yeah.
recognized by that name.
No.
So like so veneers, when you talk about veneers, then the thing that comes to mind is Dr. Deepal. And when you talk
Yeah.
about mobile dental photography, Dr. Akash. So when
Okay.
somebody
Yeah.
talks about digital, the
Yeah.
first name that comes is Dr. Aslam. So
Really?
how did that happen?
I see there was no calculated thought process behind this. I think it all goes to my burning desire of becoming something different in this city. And there was no calculated plan as such, but I was always on the lookout for people who are different. I wanted to go to them, learn from them, get mentored from them, and try and implement those things in my practice. And fortunately, I took this
Right.
path once the timing happened right after 2012 DSD courses, and then I went across to different mentors in CAD/CAM dentistry as well around the globe. And when I was doing this, I don't think I was having this thing in mind that I want to showcase to the world that, okay, this is what I'm doing. I was enjoying the whole process, and I was totally engrossed in the whole work. So I don't think I purposely tried to create a niche. And brand digital
So
dentistry, I don't think there are a lot of people, a lot of dentist colleagues of mine who have good infrastructure and good they're doing fantastic work. I don't think I don't know why people call me a brand digital dentist. I'm not. I just do a few things
very
differently.
very humble answer, but great. So that's the thing. Like you keep doing the thing that you love, and automatically you become
Yeah,
known for it.
yeah.
Great, great. And how has social media actually played a part? What is the role of social media in creating that brand as far as reaching potential patients
Mhm.
from these channels, as well as getting course participants for digital courses? Now that you
I
have
do
started that
understand. I
journey
do
as well.
understand. I do understand. Social media today is indistinguishable part of our lives, and I know you. I don't think today's practices word of mouth is always going to be the first choice, but जब तक वो दिखता है नजर में रहता है, you will be remembered because today because of digitalization, people's memories is become short. So you
Right.
have to be in the limelight some way or the other way. I realize this, but I do not have a calculated plan for this. जो चीज समझ में नहीं आती, I like to delegate it. I'm little bit active on Facebook, WhatsApps at times, and for patients, I have website which is done professionally and they manage it, but I don't
Right.
get much into it. Probably I need few tips from you on this as well.
So was posting of cases or putting testimonials that actually, I think
Yeah, so
this.
for colleagues, for friends or colleagues, there was nothing a planned thing. I think I had to document the work because there are protocol demanded that. And since the cases turned out well, my mentors asked me to share with the students or some people around, and then we used to post on the WhatsApp because WhatsApp was new. Then on the Facebooks, some close groups, and people used to appreciate that. And I think that's where people started knowing me about my work. And for patients, I think, yeah, the testimonials which we used to record from our patients, our team used to put in the social media on different platforms. So that has worked probably.
Right. So I think Dipil also gave us a similar answer, and that's the pattern which I'm seeing. So you do good work, and you automatically get found.
Yeah,
Um,
I think first thing is that do good work and document it in a
yes,
proper manner. So
showcase
that
well.
documented work, you can showcase it on various platforms. It could be for education, it could be for your own patient consultations in your clinical room first, if you're not into academics or showcasing on a bigger platforms, or it can go to your website, or it can go to your social media channels as well. So documentation is very important for dentists, I guess.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so, what is the role of the mentors, or who are these people who have actually played a huge role, in your journey? So, who are the key people?
I think I have been lucky that at various points of time in my life, I was surrounded by good people. Right from in my school days, also I had some good friends whom I could bank upon. In my college days, also there were some good people. But if you say mentors as such in dentistry,
Yes.
the first 10 years of dentistry after graduation from Nair, there were hardly mentors around. I was on my own. I was trying to make some money. But from 2012 onwards, I came to in touch with Dr. Rajiv Verma sir, one of that. Dr. Ali Tunkiwala, Dr. Udatta Khes, who also inspires me a lot. They have been also kind mentors to me. You can say Manish Chitnis for Dental Business Masters. He's also a great friend now, and I also admire his way of work, uh, which is non-clinical subject in dentistry, which has been neglected so far. But I admire that as well. About
Yes.
digital dentistry, if you say Christian Kochman, Paulo Cano, Florin Koffer, Jacobo Somos, a lot many people. These are international guys. They have been. I have been personally trained by these guys, and I really feel lucky for that. So there's a long list. Probably I could be forgetting few more names as well.
So this is a learning. So keep learning, and
Yeah, yeah.
keep adding
And
to
I'm
the
still in
mentors.
the learning mode. I don't think there is a long way, and I don't think it can stop for me.
Absolutely, absolutely. So this is a key learning. Keep reaching out to more mentors and keep learning and keep
Yeah.
growing. Right.
Yes.
Great,
Yes.
great, Aslam. So tell us one incident from your journey that truly changed the course of things for you. One incident or one event that was actually a huge learning experience.
Hmm, it couldn't be called as one event as such, but I can tell you something which happened in 2012 right after that DSD course, because it was something new in Indian dentistry. We had to
Okay.
buy a laptop first. I was new to technology. I had to learn what is a PowerPoint is. Uh, I
Okay.
had to buy a DSLR camera. I didn't know what is a DSLR camera means at that point of time. I had to take some tuitions for that as well. And there was a huge learning curve. And in the middle of this, I was doing 40, 50 patients a day. I mean, that was
Okay.
a kind of, you can say, a practice which was based on the numbers of patients. And there was no creative
Correct.
satisfaction. And in the end of the month, again, there was not enough money also.
Right.
So,
Right.
people take your advantage in practice. They call you doctors and ask for discounts. And it was that kind of practice. And in 2012, I decided to change things after this course. document my work, do the DSD, and it used to take a lot of time. And is
Right.
those times I suddenly, on advice of my mentor, increased my fees substantially, and the
Okay.
numbers started going down in the clinic, and the
Right.
rejections of those cases of test drives and everything, that also happened. So during that time, there were not enough patients coming in, not even enough big cases also getting converted. So there was a downward fall in the practice, and that really made me worry. And most of my colleagues who did that first course went back to what they used to do it, but somehow I persisted for almost a year or something in that. And at the end of that, I started getting some results, and that is where I realized it is not about the demographics of your practice that matters. There are always people who will value the kind of work you want to do, and if you come across as a somebody who can showcase that value to them, they will pay. And that less number of patients is also good enough to make the living or make your dream come true. So I don't think doing a mass practice and more numbers will really give you that kind of satisfaction. That change for 1 year was a painful time, but I made that change.
Okay, so that's a huge learning experience for somebody who's doing a mix of mass class or maybe a mass practice and now wants to shift to a class. So you really
Yeah,
took the plunge, took the risk, and
yeah,
just increased your charges and took the hit maybe for a year, and then things changed from there.
yeah.
Great, great. So that's a really good one actually. Okay, and so then, what was your favorite failure, which set you up for later success? This I ask everyone because there's something really important to learn in the
Favorite
failures.
failure. I don't think life there are failures. I always think life there are challenges, there are difficulties, there are obstacles, and there is once you think in these terms, you always can find some solutions to that. And small hurdles in personal life, professional life are always there. But I don't think at this point of time I can recollect something which is really that important for me. Mhm.
So
I don't I sorry I don't really recollect something like
no
that.
problems, no problems. So one case that you can never forget, one digital case of one particular
Mhm.
patient that you did, which you
Mhm.
can never forget. Is there any case like
I
that
think
which you would
I
like to
think
tell?
most of my cases are like that for me because I fall in love with every case whenever I do that at the end of it. But there's one particular case, if you're asking, I think that was one of the case which I did last year. Middle-aged lady. I think she came to me 3 years back when I was doing digital dentistry planning only on 2D, and then I was dependent on the lab technicians to do the wax mock-up, manual wax mock-up. I was not
Okay,
into CAD/CAM dentistry, and she
okay,
came to me with the complaint of spacing in the lower jaw, the old bridges on the both upper jaw, PFM bridges are not looking good, and she was beautiful looking lady, but both her centrals were done. Somebody had done a root canal and miracle mix as a post RC, so that was looking
okay,
awful for her, and she
okay,
wanted to change that. I took up the challenge. I got my measurements done, DSD planning done, and sent it to the lab. Uh,
okay,
and my technician did a fantastic wax mock-up. We transferred this wax mock-up in the mouth, and I was
okay,
hopeful that it will look good. And it was looking
okay,
shitty in the mouth. Like it was looking all chiclets all over in the mouth. And I was like, shit, now this lady is not going to accept my plan. And
okay,
I was totally nervous while showing her that whole mock-up the way I show it in practice. And suddenly she started crying. She loved it so much that she's like, it's then and there she wants to do the full mouth rehab on that. So I was imagining that this case is totally gone, and she accepted the proposal. It
wow,
happened that we started the procedure. Before starting the procedure, her front tooth broke. I had to do implant, and she had a high lip line, and I had to do almost 5 implant in upper and lower jaws.
okay,
Unfortunately, two of the implants failed in 1 month's time in the front segment, front lateral incisor, and that was
okay,
really a heartburning for me. I
okay,
repeated the implant after 4 months, and this was a time when had started my journey in a CAD/CAM dentistry. The DSD was one part, and the CAD/CAM was another part. So I had started. I got my first interval scanner in the practice. So I upgraded her plan to a complete CAD/CAM workflow, which nowadays I follow with natural distortions and all that. And we completed her case last year, and that has turned out to fantastic beyond my own expectations now.
wow.
And this is one of the best cases I think I have done so.
So that was emotional dentistry, really, in the true sense
Yeah,
of the word.
emotional for her at the time when I was not convinced, and when I finished, I got emotional that oh, okay, now today's technology can permit me to do at this level as well.
Wow, very touching, very nice.
Yeah.
So nice to hear. Okay, and another, yeah. So, how was learning the business aspect of dentistry from Dr. Manish helped
Hmm.
you in this journey as a digital dentist? So, how has learning the business aspect helped you?
Okay. So, business aspect of dentistry, when we say that, I'm sure if the DBM guys are here, uh, they will understand what we are saying. But a lot of people who are not into that business mode, they think that dentistry is not a business. This is just a profession. We shouldn't call it as a business. And I also took almost 7 to 8 years to understand that dentistry is not just a profession. You need to look at it as a business as well. It happened that in around 2007-8, I was looking for an alternative source of income because dentistry was not giving me enough at that point of time, and
Okay.
somehow I landed up with network marketing companies as well. I couldn't do much over there,
Okay.
but few good things which I learned over there was communication skills, persuasion skills, and some business aspects.
Uh-huh.
And then I
Okay.
realized that all these principles, if I put in my own practice also, let me see how it happens. And we could see some good results. I taught all these principles because I used to read a lot about all these communication skills, soft skills, and all that. And I taught all these things to my associates also at that point of time, and we could see
Okay.
some good growth. But there was no concrete customized planning for all this stuff. And it happened that in 2015, Manish came up with this dental business masters concept, and I happened to attend that first course of his. And fortunate today that he come up with such a brilliant idea, such a concrete plan for all of us. And I think everyone, if you are listening and not gone into this side of business aspect of dentistry, one should learn that. But again, it is a double-edged sword. Dentistry is a very unique and noble profession. When you are sitting in front of a patient, you are a Dr. Aslam or Dr. Anisa, and
Right.
Manish will teach you how to become a Mr. Aslam or Miss Anisa. But when you are with
I
the
think
patients,
Sir's watching.
you shouldn't be sitting as a Mr. Aslam because patients can sense that, and it can backfire on the practices as well. So, being ethical dentist first, your core values will decide that. But at the same time, you should know your numbers as well. And DBM has given a lot more clarity for all my team members. So, thanks for my
Absolutely.
shelter.
Yes, yes. And thanks to you, actually, I think I got introduced to Dental Business Masters and somebody called as Dr. Manish because of you. I remember I
Yeah,
made that call to you. And then that's the
yeah, I
time.
know.
That was, I think, in 2015. And it took me 2 years to
2015,
actually
yeah,
get off. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I
yeah,
was not ready to do that course then because I didn't want to travel at that point because my kids were very young. And then when it
yeah.
happened in Mumbai, all 4 modules, I just jumped on it.
I
Great.
know.
So, yeah, no, so tell me, this is something very interesting which I would want to know. We being from the same college. So, when we were in the college, I had, there was these rumors in Nayan Hospital that, there's this guy called Aslam and he's made a fortune in internship. Okay. There was this rumor going on. And, and tell us more about that thing and that cool sports bike that you got for your then girlfriend, now wife, Munira. And I want to know that.
So as I told you in the beginning that towards the final year exam, I was ready to jump in the clinical dentistry right itself. So immediately after finishing my final year exams, in 10 days time before my internship could start or final year results could come, I was on the lookout for a locum. Um, Unfortunately, I found one senior dentist who offered me to come as his associate for 2 months. Since there was no college, I worked with him morning, evening, and that time they used to pay a little uh, money, which was around 2,000 per session. So per day, per month for two sessions, it was 4,000. So I worked like that with him for 2 months, and then internship came. And in those 2 months, I don't know, somehow he got impressed with me. He was fond of me, my work, and after my internship started, I got another offer to work in the 9 to 12 o'clock segment. So I was working from 9 to 5 in the Nair, that internship
Okay.
time. Then reached
Okay.
5:30 to 8:30 to one practice, that senior dentist practice. And from
Okay.
8:30, I used to leave at 8:30, reach to another practice at 9 to 12 in the night, and then
Midnight.
used to go
Wow.
back to my hostel midnight, and then used to go back to hostel. So I used to work in two shifts after the internship timetable, and that late evening practice gave me a quite amount of they gave me commissions, not just salaries, and that commission was quite good enough. So I told my senior dentist that I'm getting a good offer, I'm going to leave you. And I don't know, most of the time, most of my colleagues who were with him for a few months, he always used to give them 1,500 or 2,000 rupees for the session. And he said, no, you are not leaving my practice. you straight away you ask what you want, and he gave me commissions right after 2 months of my internship practice. And as my internship started, I started making good money because it was based on commissions. So within
Wow.
6 or 8 months, I could gather some money and buy that bike, which was a very unique bike at that point of time. That was first new bike introduced by Bajaj Pulsar, and people used to like that. So it was a good beginning for me after my graduation.
Great. I mean, I'm really impressed with the focus. Okay, like when everybody is just out in the canteen and just having fun, and there's this guy who's so focused into what he wants right from day one, and look at where he's come. Amazing. I'm so inspired. As great.
Thank you.
So tell us, like, if you would not be doing digital dentistry, what is the other thing that would you be doing instead?
So you mean to say, if not digital dentistry, being a dentist,
Then
or
what?
if I
Then
wouldn't
what?
have been a dentist? If I wouldn't have been
Both,
a dentist, then what? Both ways.
both.
See, if I wouldn't, I just landed in dentistry by default. I wanted to be MBBS as per my mother's wish, but destiny had other plans. But before that, I would say that I was influenced by my father as well, and we used to stay in that hut. And in the summertime, we used to sleep under the blue sky. Blue sky. We used to see the stars. My father was
Uh,
interested in the solar systems. He used to talk about different planets and the information about that. So I got interested about that. I used to go to a library, borrow those books about this solar systems, and got introduced to that. And at one point of time, I decided that I am going to become an astronaut. I will go to NASA and do some kind of research. But
wow.
I was serious about it till my 12th standard results. But as per my mother's wish, because I'm a mother's pet, आज्ञाकारी बेटा, so जो बोला वो करना पड़ा मुझे. So that was that was if I wouldn't have been dentist. In dentistry, I think if not digital dentistry, uh, I don't know. I can't imagine much, but I think yeah, implants is also another subject which I love the surgeries. I know these are two contrasting subjects: prosthetics or aesthetics, and then implant surgeries as well, because one is with the blood and one is without blood. But I love both of this, so
Great,
maybe an
great.
implant. Yeah.
That's a great combination. Great. So tell us actually about Rich Smile and what's your vision for Rich Smile? Okay.
Okay. So Rich Smile is a small firm from our side. It is my dream that nowadays, from here on, digital dentistry is going to catch up faster. People are going to demand digital dentistry workflows in your practice, whether you are dentist as a dentist, whether you have those technologies available with you or no. But people are going to demand because everything is available on the net. People are much more read and well educated about that. So I realized that digital dentistry, even though people want to do it as a dentist in their practices, it is not going to be so easy because of few reasons. One is the infrastructure required for that, and the time and amount you need to spend learning all that stuff. And if you are hardcore clinicians, clinical dentists, then it is difficult. Either you need to be an enterprising dentist who need to invest so much money into the technology, have a team who can perform for you, and then there would be always a lot of practices who would be demanding this kind of workflows. So we want to provide and educate dentists to implement these digital dentistry workflows in the practice without much investment into their practices. So this is where the Rich Smile concept comes in, which is going to be a different kind of concept, which is going to bridge the gap between the dentist and the laboratories, because everything is co-discovered with the dentist team first, the diagnosis. We plan digital things. We give you templates or designs for each step for that entire procedure. It could be test drives, which could be crown lengthening guides, implant guides, ortho guides, final prosthetics based on this natural restorations and DSD format these things. And all you have to do is your team will perform using these templates, or at the end of it, your technicians will use these final designs and create your restorations on it. So we want to design bridge this gap for many dentists, because ultimately I want to reach to as many patients as possible, because if technology is there, it is their birthright as a patient to receive the benefits of this technology.
Right.
So we
So
would
so
like to
it
reach out to as many dentists possible.
right, and we have been using Rich Smile, and Dr. Aslam has been
Yeah.
with us, and it's been amazing. So that's great. It's a great thing, and it's a great venture actually.
Thank
So
you.
best wishes, Aslam, with for rich smile. Okay,
Thank
and
you.
so now, what is that piece of advice which you would want to give someone who is watching this and who wants to start on this journey? Okay, so
Mhm.
what are the baby steps which are required? I know it is not an overnight success; it takes a lot of effort. But if somebody out there,
Right.
if some young intern is
Mm.
watching, or if some young
Mm.
dentist is watching, what are the baby steps to actually start this journey of digital dentistry?
Okay. So first thing, I think everyone should understand that don't copy somebody who has already reached to that destination. It was his dream, not it could be your dream. You need to realize what is your dream is. What is the first thing is do your SWOT analysis, like understand your strengths, weakness, opportunities, threats, all these four components. But first, importantly, understand what is the important subject you like, whether it is in dentistry or outside dentistry. There are people I know they are doing dentistry, but their mind is somewhere else outside dentistry. Somebody likes photography, somebody likes sports, somebody likes music, but they are into dentistry. So they are half-heartedly here and there. I think first make your focus clear. And if you are into dentistry, you like something, whether you find out whether you liking clinical part of dentistry or non-clinical part of dentistry. If you're liking clinical part of dentistry, what part of clinical dentistry you enjoy? It could be ortho, prosto. There are people who are orthodontists, but they don't do ortho, they do implants. There are people who
Yes,
are endodontists, but they are not doing endodontics, but they are doing prosthetics. So
absolutely.
first find out what is the topic which interests you the most. After that, you find out mentors or teachers who are good in that particular subject, which is your main subject. Go to them, attend their workshops, learn from them, and change these mentors every year. Go to higher mentor, go to international mentor, and after 3 or 4 years, probably you will reach to that status where now you will become a mentor or teacher for somebody else. So same goes for digital dentistry as well. If you are into digital dentistry, if you want to come on this side, it is a non-clinical branch. Digital dentistry is a non-clinical branch. It is not an clinical branch. So you need to be clear your focus. And then if you are into digital dentistry, buy some softwares, learn from people from the companies itself who provide the basic education, and then go to the different mentors across the globe to learn for that. So it is a journey. It is going to be stepwise process. It's not going to be overnight journey.
Absolutely, and that makes me come to my next question. Actually, uh, I really like this one. They say it takes 10 years to be an overnight
Yeah,
success. Okay,
yeah,
and
yeah.
many people don't get this. Okay, they don't see the number of hours and the thing which goes in there. So
Yes,
they
yes.
say a lot of success books. They say that it takes 10,000 hours to become an expert at something.
Right,
And so, tell
right.
us about how did you put those many hours into this passion of yours?
Okay, so see, if you recollect, I told you that this dream was there since at the time of my graduation, towards my final years. But for 10 years, I had to struggle and be on my own. And after that, 2012 onwards, I knew that this dream is there. But and then I started pursuing different mentors, work for that. And in last 4 years or something, I adopted CAD/CAM dentistry also in my practice, and I'm spending a lot more time to understand these all these various softwares. Besides my clinical experience also counts into that. So I think I'm spending lot many hours on this entire workflow. And nowadays I feel digital dentistry has become my hobby, and that's how I can justify the time extra which I spend over there besides my professional clinical practice.
Yeah, so it all boils down to if you like something, and
Yeah.
if the world needs it, and if you can
Yes.
get paid for it, right? So
Yeah.
it's
So it's like
ikigai,
ikigai.
the
Yeah.
sweet spot over there.
The sweet spot. Yes.
Yes, and so I really feel that when you try to do something in that one thing that you really want to do,
Yeah.
then a lot of other things then take a backseat. Okay, and
Yeah.
honestly, I feel there's nothing called as balance. Okay, it's one thing at the cost of the other. Although
True.
I know a lot of
True.
people who have balance, or maybe the so-called illusion of balance. So, what is that price you paid for success? That's what I want to know. What was that
As you
other thing?
rightly said, yeah, as you rightly said right now, there is something or the other thing which gets imbalanced, and life is not. It's in phases. It's not. You can't balance. Everyone has a 24 hours of time, and in those 24 hours of clock, we have to fit our family. We have to fit a profession, personal, spiritual growth, physical, your physical well-being, and all that stuff. And it always becomes difficult. For me. as I said, I call the digital dentistry as a hobby, and that is where I can justify the extra time which I spend. But that time, I think, is compromised on the family. I know, and they are listening. But my family is quite understanding. They have given me a free will to follow my dreams. But I think the time with friends and family is compromised on this.
And what's Munira's take on this?
Munira, she has now well understood me and she has given me a free hand. Thanks to her, I'm able to follow my dreams. Yeah,
Great.
she tries to keep a control over me, give me a balance of life. She takes care of my social engagements with friends, families. So it's a great support.
Yes. So without support, I think it's difficult. And so I think
Absolutely,
Munira, huge credit goes to you. So great to know, Aslam.
absolutely.
And so, did you ever visualize? I always ask. I asked this to Deepal as well. So, did you ever visualize this the success that you achieved? Like, did you always visualize that thing? You know,
I did,
of
I
becoming.
did. Yes, I did. I did
And how many
visualize it.
years? How many years back was that?
Exactly, I told you, no. So that thing happened right at the beginning of my internship. That I wanted to become one of the best known cosmetic dentists in the country, and I wanted to pursue that. So right at almost 2001, I am carrying this dream with me.
Wow, great! This is so inspirational. Thank you for sharing. And what's the best piece of advice that you ever got?
Best piece of advice.
Yes.
Uh, I think I can give you two examples here. One is from my father. He was not ambitious man at all. My mom is ambitious. So, and my dad is like कि बेटा जो भी लाइफ में करेगा देखना कि तू सुकून से 8 घंटा सो सकता है. Don't run after money. Don't run after fame because that is never ending thing. जो भी करना दिल से करना, अलग से होना चाहिए, अच्छा होना चाहिए, जरूर करना, एफर्ट्स करते रहना, बट स्लीप, अ पीसफुल स्लीप इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. सो डिसाइड ऑन दैट कि कहाँ पे तेरे को स्टॉप करना है. दैट वाज वन ऑफ द बेस्ट एडवाइस एंड आई स्टिल फॉलो दैट. आई कैन स्लीप peacefully 8 hours every day, more than that also if possible for me.
Wow.
And professionally, I can say, yeah, that is also from Dr. Rajiv Verma. He used to say that don't stick to one mentor, keep changing your mentors every now and then. Every year you should have a new mentor. Reach out to international people as well and try and implement learnings from all these mentors. So that is one best piece of advice.
That's amazing. Keep your conscience so clear. Do your thing with integrity, and make sure that when you sleep, you get a peaceful sleep. Okay, that's
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
Thank you for sharing, Aslam. Really nice. Now I'm going to go to some questions which I asked towards the end, which will be totally
Mm.
non-dental, some crazy things. So, what is the
Okay.
quote that you live by?
Okay. I think it should be if there is a will, there is a way. And that's how I have lived my life so far. There is a will. If there
Absolutely.
is a will, there is a way. So I think your power of determination that you want to achieve something, and if you don't lose the sight of that goal, you will find your ways.
That's so
You will
true,
work
and it is
around.
so totally where there is a will, there is a way. You personify it
Yeah,
actually.
yeah,
So
yeah.
great. What is the best gift you ever received?
Best gift, I think that gift from God, that my life partner, my spouse is with me. The person whom I loved the most in my college days fought against all the odds for 5 years to convince her parents that I'm the best person for her. She's by my side and she's my anchor today of my life. So I think that is my best gift from God, my wife Munira.
Wow. I'm sure Munira must be swelling with pride that you said this. Great. So, last few questions now. Describe yourself in 3 words. Now, I'm going to go quickly. Okay.
3 words. I think I'm persistent follower of my dreams. Persistent
Wow.
follower of my dreams.
Great. Great to know. If you would have only 3 friends over for dinner, who would they be?
You are putting me in a tight spot now. Three only.
Yes,
Because in this
yes.
lockdown, I have promised to more than 30 people that I'm going to go out with dinner with them. And now you're asking me three names only. Do I
You
have
have
to
to
name
answer
them?
this. Yes, you have to name them.
Oh,
And they have not to be
okay.
family. No family member. Huh? I'm just talking about 3 friends you have to call for dinner.
Uh, okay. So I think that has to be my dear friend Dr. Shoaib, his wife,
Wow. Thank you.
and my wife.
Thank you.
And my wife, I consider her as my friend, not just wife.
That was overdue actually. Because of the lockdown, we couldn't catch up. Thank you.
Uh,
Great. Fine. That's it was really surprising, and I'm humbled. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Okay,
I'm looking forward for that.
okay, great, great. We'll surely catch up, Aslam. In fact, Shoaib, I was just before this live, I just told Shoaib that these are the some questions I was showing him, and then
Uh,
he asked me that "नहीं, ये तू ये question जरूर पूछना," and I was like, "नहीं, I'm not going to ask this," and he's like, "No, you ask this." And I said,
Acha.
okay, I will tell that you are asking this, and then I'll ask.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask you that in the rapid fire. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So.
I'm
So
scared of
now
rapid fire. Okay.
okay, almost we're starting with the rapid fire. Just tell me, what do you do when you get overwhelmed? Because I'm constantly overwhelmed.
Oh, I don't think I get overwhelmed very soon. It doesn't occur to me that I'm overwhelmed. If it happens, then I go to sleep. I go to sleep. At times, I like to read books. I like to go out with friends. I like to cook food for them. I like to serve food to my friends. I think simple. That's enough. Nothing much about it. And sleep as much possible.
Okay, so cooking is your stress buster.
Yes, definitely.
Wow, Munira is really lucky, I must say. I wish Shoaib had this kind of
But I need all the
way
things
of
ready by
managing
my
overwhelm.
but while cooking, I need to keep all my things ready, and I need those associates working for me. So my wife is associate for that, and she's fed up with that.
I'm sure at one point she must have told you, "इससे अच्छा तो मैं ही कर लेती हूँ, don't do."
Yeah, it happens most of the time.
Okay, great. So quickly now you're gonna have to just choose. We're gonna close in another next 5 minutes, okay, guys? Because
Okay.
this is almost 51 minutes into the show now. So you have to
Uh,
just answer this or that, okay? So
okay.
books or
Okay.
TV? Quickly. This has to be quick.
Books.
Books, great.
Yes.
Tea or coffee? Tea or coffee?
Coffee.
TV shows or movies?
Movies.
Phone or text?
Uh, Phone.
Phone. Okay. Um, Gym or yoga?
Gym.
Cardio or weights?
Weights.
Okay. New clothes or new phone?
New clothes.
New clothes. Great.
Yes.
Dive in or delivery? Dive in or delivery? Dine in or delivery?
I can't hear you.
Dine in or delivery?
Dine in.
Dining means
Yes.
go out for dinner
Yes.
or delivery?
Yeah,
Or home
yeah.
delivery?
Dine. Yeah. Dine in.
Dine in. Okay. Pasta or pizza?
Pizza.
Family or friends?
Family.
Okay. Beaches or snow?
Snow.
Wow. Logic or creativity?
This is where I always get confused. But I think creativity.
Okay. Clinic or training? Clinical or training?
Clinical
Training
or
or clinical dentistry or mentoring or training? If you have to
clinical
choose one.
dentistry. Clinical dentistry.
Okay. Morning person or night person?
You know it. Night person. Owl.
Two night owls will know, na? Two night owls will know.
Yeah.
Passion or purpose?
Passion with purpose.
Okay. Fame or money?
Fame.
Wow. Thanks for being honest. And love or respect?
Respect.
Respect. Okay. Okay. So guys, now that was very good. Thank you, Aslam. Thank you so much. What I'm going to do is
Okay.
I'm just going to quickly go through the comments on my phone.
Okay.
And then just see if there are any other questions because we are almost 54 minutes into the show. Okay, and it
All right.
was really good. I really enjoyed doing this.
I do. I really enjoyed this as well. I didn't expect that this is going to be so much fun here. Thank you.
Yeah, even I didn't expect, and it's really impromptu and a lot of fun. And one thing which really resonated with me was, oh yeah, sorry. Quickly, I had two questions, okay, which I forgot.
Mhm.
Sorry, sorry. So
Okay.
DSLR or MDP, mobile dental photography?
DSLR for me.
DSLR. Okay.
DSLR.
Okay. 1 minute. I'm losing the battery. 1 second. Give me a minute.
Uh-huh. Oh, am I online? Am I online? No. I think she lost her battery. No? Huh? I don't know. Acha, okay, I'm online only. I thought Anisa is lost the connectivity. Okay, I think we'll wait till she comes back. Uh, I don't know. I can't see any comments also. If somebody wants to ask me something, okay, let me see here. Manish, hi, Manish. You are there still? Manish, still there. Okay. Hi, dear. How are you? Thank you, Manish, for your genuine appreciation. You are always a dear friend, and it's fun to be with you. I think what's Anisa. Hello. Huh. Uh, okay, you're coming back. Okay, so yeah, bye. I think she's coming back in a 1 minute's time. She's finding out some batteries connections for her. Online. Okay, because yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I'm back. I'm
So guys,
back.
if anybody wants to ask me few questions, yeah, so you are back, Anisa. Thank you.
Yes. Sorry. Sorry, guys.
ऐसे बीच
Absolutely
में मजेदार
sorry.
में छोड़ के चली गई तुम मेरे को.
So actually, there was the laptop was not plugged in. I'm extremely sorry for this hitch, guys.
All
So I'm
right.
back here. Okay, so I think we were at DSLR versus MDP, which was mobile
Yes,
dental
yes,
photography.
yeah.
So what is that
It's a
answer?
DSLR, DSLR, yeah.
DSLR. Okay.
DSLR, yes.
Okay, okay. And so now coming to the question which Shoaib was wanting to ask me, okay? And
Uh,
there are two options that you have, and you got to choose one as a friend,
okay,
Anisa or
okay.
Shoaib. Anisa or Shoaib.
Oh
This is
God, why are you
this
asking this
is
question?
Shoaib's question. Okay,
Anisa, no. Of course,
you
Anisa.
have to say with your heart, okay? Because he was pretty sure you're gonna take his name.
No, sorry, Shoaib. I'm coming out with dinner for you, dinner with you. But Anisa, being my dear colleague from Nair, I have to be with her. Sorry for
And
this time.
I'm totally fine, Aslam. If you take his name, I'm totally fine with that.
No, I choose once only. Sorry, friend.
Okay. Okay, so that was it. Honestly, this has been really wonderful,
I am
guys.
sure it is going to be a shocker for Shoaib.
He wanted me to ask, and he actually knocked the room. Okay, he was watching from the other room. He knocks. This guy knocks at the room, and he's like, "You didn't ask my question."
Shoaib, if you have me on your show next time, then I'll take your name.
Okay, okay. Great, great. So
Yeah.
I'm now going to quickly get into the comments. Sorry for that hitch. Okay. I think sir had typed something which I'll just read out. Sir says, Manish sir says, thank you. Thanks for the shout out. Aslam, you are inspirational. Okay.
He is always praising me. Thanks, Manish. You are very genuine friend.
A lot of comments. Okay. So maybe we'll go through it later because most of them are inspiring, thanks and stuff like that. Okay. So I really
Okay.
thank each and everyone, especially Manish sir, to watch this. In fact, Dr. Rajiv Verma sir messaged me before this live that I will not be able to attend it live, but I'll watch it later. So
Okay.
he's said a hi as well. Okay.
Yeah,
So
definitely. I mean, he's my mentor. I mean, he doesn't need any kind of appreciation for me for this. He knows I'm indebted to him for life.
So great, Aslam. Honestly, my takeaway from this whole thing was that if you want to do it, you can do it. And
Yeah.
when I heard your journey, the one thing which really stood out, okay, was
Mhm.
that in spite of having the humble, beginnings, and even still going through that thing, you know, you still invested a lot in yourself, and you continue to do that. Okay, and that
Yeah.
probably is the biggest takeaway for me. Okay,
Yeah.
because
I
you
think in the
invested
last
heavily
4 or 5 years,
in your
I
learning.
invested. Yeah, learning. Besides the technology, the learning part needed the most because you can have those gadgets with you, but if you don't know what to do with the gadgets, it doesn't make sense. And that I realized early. That's where I spent a lot of my fortune in learning this from various mentors across the globe. And these were expensive courses where I used to go and learn from. But fortunately, it is paying off well now from here on. Yeah.
Right, right. So great to know. And now I'm going to just end this by, if I can, I'll try to share my screen where I just want to, just. This is something which was really touching me. I hope I am able to do this. Okay, so let me just see if I can do this. Give me a minute, guys. Um, okay. Okay, if I can, I'll share this. Okay. 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 Uh, okay. Can you guys see? I don't know if I
Okay.
can,
Yeah.
if you guys can see the screen. Okay. I don't know.
Yeah.
If you guys, but this is what it is. Okay. So
Yeah, a
this
lot of
is
people will not
where.
when you say them orally that okay, I was born here and all that, they can't imagine it. But this was the actual place where I was born and brought up. This is a small hut on the outskirts of one of the village in Satara district. It's not in the village also. It's exactly in the farm, and this was the house, literally where I used to stay. Yeah,
Inspiring,
that's my journey
inspiring,
from there.
inspiring. And so I'm just going to end this by saying that it doesn't matter where you start out. Okay, it's where you end up. Okay, and this
True.
guy really, 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 he personifies this. And I actually, I had to end this with this. Okay, so this is the true living example of that. And so very inspiring, Aslam. Thank you for sharing your journey. And I'm now
Most
going to
welcome.
stop sharing the screen. I hope you guys can see this. I'm going to stop sharing the screen now and go back to the interview window and just tell a quick bye to everyone. Okay, so thank you so much, Aslam, for coming here and sharing your story.
Thank
Really
you so much
inspiring.
for having me. Yeah. Thank
So,
you
so
so
for
much
a
for
good
having me.
1 hour, yeah, for a good
Yeah.
1 hour, people have actually logged in and watched this. Hopefully, I'll try to stream this later outside of this
Yeah.
group. Okay, and then we can share it. So, thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Aslam, for
Yeah.
coming over.
I hope people found it interesting and they had a good time with us. Thank you so much, guys, for watching with us, being with us. And I hope all of you are fine. Take care of yourself. Have a nice weekend ahead. And hopefully, inshallah, see you soon somewhere.
Yes, inshallah, see you
I'm
soon in
waiting to
person.
come back to the university time. Yeah.
Yes, guys, take care. Bye, guys. Good
Take
night.
care.
Thank you, Aslam,
Bye.
once again.
Bye.
Bye.
Good
Great
night.
session.
Good night.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.